What if I told you that after 6 months of gaming on the PlayStation Portal, my PlayStation gaming experience has been transformed? From taking my Portal on vacation so I could play my PlayStation far away from home, to chilling at home playing my favourite PlayStation 5 games in the bath. Yes, the PlayStation Portal has become an essential part of my gaming setup. But let's not stop there. In this raw and unfiltered chat, I will be sharing more than just insights and surprises. I'll be revealing tips, tricks, and some must-have accessories that might just make the PlayStation Portal the perfect accessory for you. Now that's enough chit chat, let's jump straight into my 6-month ownership experience with this PlayStation Portal right here. So let me start off by just giving you some of my personal experience with the PlayStation Portal, having used it for 6 months. I've been using it probably every other day since I got it on launch day. It has been great so far, no problems, touch wood, it stays like that. I've been playing a lot of different kinds of games on it, which I will touch on. But recently I've been playing a lot of PlayStation 1 classic games on it because the small screen size lends itself perfectly to playing old retro games, which are really like low resolution. So they work fantastic on this. Highly recommend you check out some classic PlayStation games. If you've been a PlayStation gamer for a long time, the nostalgia will hit you real using them on the PlayStation Portal. I've had zero problems with the build quality. It is just top notch. I really am impressed. I've not had any kind of stick drift yet. I've not had any buttons sticking or anything like that. All the adaptive triggers, everything is still working perfectly. So that is really good to see, as that was a bit of a concern with this thing. If something does go wrong with the sticks, then what? You need to contact Sony support and see what happens. Unfortunately, you cannot replace the sticks. I wish they would have made that an option on this, but they have not, unfortunately. But no problem so far, so that gets a thumbs up from me. Some specific experiences that stood out to me about using the PlayStation Portal was when I bought this, I did actually think it was going to be like the Wii U remote, where you have a controller with a screen in the middle and you pretty much need to be right next to the console. So I thought I was going to need to be right next to the PlayStation 5 to use this. That has not been the case. Like I said earlier, I've taken this on vacation. I used it on the hotel Wi-Fi. It worked perfectly. I've used it outdoors using my phone as a mobile hotspot. It worked perfectly as well. I play with this thing in the bath when I'm playing, Final Fantasy, Helldivers. You can chill in the bath and play your PlayStation 5 games. It's just wild and really cool. So you're not tethered to the screen anymore. That is the big benefit and the big selling point of the PlayStation Portal in my mind. If that's not a thing for you, you might just be a kid playing PlayStation games in your bedroom. You've got your setup there and that's you sorted. You don't play games anywhere else. I don't think this is for you. This is for people who maybe have a busy family life or they're out and about and they need to get their gaming screen time on when they have some little window of time available. This is what this is amazing for, especially if your TV is in use. So that really surprised me about this. I did not expect to be being able to play this pretty much wherever I liked, which was really cool. And I did mention there Helldivers 2. So that is another thing I have been doing more of since I last spoke to you all on the PlayStation Portal, which is playing more online multiplayer games. And the Portal really hasn't skipped a beat. I picked up Helldivers 2. Like I said, got my hands on that recently. Freaking awesome game. Check it out if you have not. It is amazing. But I played that online with my buddy and I was playing it exclusively on the PlayStation Portal. So I just got my earbuds, plugged the headphone jack into the 3.5mm headphone jack in the bottom of the Portal, and away we went. We were, spreading democracy about the universe. It was amazing. Chatting away. There was no disconnections from my Portal to my PlayStation 5. There was no pixelation, no lag. It was just an awesome, fun gaming experience. One I would really recommend. If you're thinking about PlayStation Portal for multiplayer gaming, it can do that. Just remember, don't be playing competitive, stuff like, Call of Duty competitively, for example, where every fraction of a second counts. You will probably get smoked. But otherwise, for just casual, fun online multiplayer gaming, it is awesome. Now, I wanted to talk about some key benefits and features for the PlayStation Portal, as I think it is pretty important if you're thinking about picking one of these up. And the one which jumps out at me more than anything now, especially because I have tested a few other remote play devices and I am testing some other ones for some future videos, so make sure you subscribe and smash the thumbs up button, do the YouTube thing so you do not miss out on that. But it is the ease of use of the Portal with your PlayStation 5. Once you get this thing set up, which will only take you a few minutes, the longest part is the updates you need to download. It is so easy to use. You turn this on, it turns on your PlayStation 5, and you're in, and you just start playing your games. Really simple. No messing about with settings, configuration, downloading apps, and all this kind of stuff. It is really, really good, really straightforward. Kind of plug and play. You could kind of say that, I guess. Next up is the feature set you get with this. The DualSense controller, it's just top notch. It's the best controller out just now, in my opinion. It's far better than the Xbox controllers and far better than like any of the Switch controllers. Like, it is just so comfortable. The adaptive triggers and haptic feedback are like second to none, add so much to games. And the fact you can do this in an immersive, portable package, you can't get that anywhere else. This is the only product that offers you that. So keep that in mind. Also, with the design of the DualSense, it means the ergonomics are just top notch. It's just God tier. It is the most comfortable handheld gaming accessory I have ever used. You can play this for hours until the battery dies and you're feeling fine, whereas some other handheld consoles, for example, they can get a bit sore in your hands, sore in your wrists, sore in your fingers, whereas not with the Portal. It is just fantastic. Yeah, at first I wasn't sure about this when I saw it. I was like, ugh, it looks kind of weird. DualSense cut in half with a screen, but once you get your hands on it, it is a hefty boy. It is top quality. It feels quality, sturdy, good in the hands, and I've had zero problems with it so far. Gets a big thumbs up on that front from me. And I just realised I forgot to mention one of the best things about the Portal is this 8-inch LCD screen. It just pops. It's really bright. Not super bright for outdoor gaming, but really bright if you're indoors. It's fantastic. The LCD panel is probably one of the best I've seen. I think I've said this multiple times. I know it's not OLED, but trust me, it is really, really good. Makes your games look fantastic. No complaints on that front from me. Battery life, pretty decent. You get around 5 hours gaming, maybe just slightly under if you have all the bells and whistles on. By that, I mean, the light bar's on, volume up full, and the screen up full. Up full brightness. I always have the screen on full brightness. It is on full brightness right now, as you can see, because why would you not? You want the games to pop. Full brightness all the way. Team full brightness. Let me know in the comments if you are team full brightness, and I'll like and share your comment. Now, next on my hit list was that you can connect the device to other Wi-Fi networks. There seems to be this misconception out there, and I've seen a lot of comments in my other videos. People saying, oh, it's useless. You can only connect it to the same Wi-Fi that your PlayStation 5 is connected to. Wrong. That is an absolute lie. I have used this on my Wi-Fi, I've used this on hotel Wi-Fi, and I've used it in my friend's house's Wi-Fi, along with mobile phone hotspots as well. So you can connect it to any Wi-Fi you can get access to. I say get access to. If it is one where you're going to need to have a web browser authentication pop up, like some hotels do, you are scuppered. You will not be able to open a web browser to put in your details to get onto the internet, because there is no web browser on the PlayStation Portal. It's just a remote play device, remember that. Without the PlayStation 5 and without the internet, it does nothing. It's basically a paperweight, so just keep that one in mind also. Next up on my list was just what I mentioned there about the mobile hotspot. You can get your mobile phone, take this outside, and then you can play games wherever you like. I've tested this as well. It worked fantastic. 4G and 5G speeds in the UK here anyway, they are pretty good depending where you are. And it works fantastically on the Portal. So yeah, if you've got an iPhone, your Android phone, whatever it is, just set up a mobile hotspot, go into the settings on your Portal, connect to it. You'll connect to your PlayStation at home, And then there you go, you can be playing your PlayStation 5 games on the go. Just watch, if you've got a limited data plan, you will hoover up your data, which might cost you a lot of money. So you should have an unlimited data plan before you try something like this, just so you don't get any unexpected bills. And just to reiterate that last point, when you get your hands on one of these and you're playing like Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy, Helldivers, Astro, anything basically away from home on this device, it is really freaking cool. You're like, wow, this is really cool. It just hits you differently. Honestly, you'll see what I mean when you do this yourself, when you get your hands on your PlayStation Portal. Now I want to touch on some tips and tricks which I think will help you out. PlayStation Portal. First one is get your home network up to scratch. If you're using all the gear which your internet service provider gave you when you got your internet package, it might be rubbish. It might not do what you need. It might not be strong enough to get that signal broadcast all throughout your house and wherever else you're going to use your PlayStation Portal. If there's black spots where your connection drops, your connection will drop from your PlayStation Portal to your PlayStation 5, so keep that in mind. I've got a Wi-Fi 6 mesh set up in my house and it works fantastically. This thing just works everywhere in the house and out in the garden, so something to look into. If you do not know what, if you don't know, I should say, what a mesh network is, just Google it and you can see there's a whole bunch you can buy from Amazon and wherever. I actually will leave some links down below in the description if it will help you out, so you can check out some Wi-Fi 6 or even 6E. I think Wi-Fi 7's a thing now, but this thing only has Wi-Fi 5. But the reason I say this, the better you get, the better and bigger your network connection broadcast is in your home so that this thing can connect to it easily. So just keep that in mind. You make sure you have good internet and then you should have a good gaming experience. Now, number two, if you're like, oh no, I don't know what my internet is going to be like, you can test this out. Get your mobile phone and download the PS Remote Play app. And then you can test what Remote Play runs like onto your mobile phone. If it runs okay onto your mobile phone, it's going to run fine onto your Portal. Just make sure you turn off your mobile data and you're just using the PlayStation Remote Play app via your Wi-Fi so that you can get an accurate like-for-like comparison, because this doesn't have mobile data. Obviously, this is only using Wi-Fi, so make sure you're only using Wi-Fi on this also. And then you can see if it works in your house where you think you're going to be playing the Portal. Take your phone there with the PS Remote Play app, connect to your PlayStation 5, play some games and see what the experience is like. If it absolutely sucks, you might need to look at doing something with your home network or just give the PlayStation Portal a miss, because it won't be a good experience for you. And then number three on our list for some tips and tricks is, once you have the Portal, this is the one thing I recommend everyone does, and I've done this, is plug in your PlayStation 5 via an Ethernet cable to the internet. So it's hardwired in. It's not connected to your internet via Wi-Fi. This will make a huge difference to your connection and will make the connection from your Portal even stronger. So just make sure you do this. It's a really simple hack which makes a big difference, trust me. And the last tip for you all is make sure your PlayStation Portal has the latest version of the system software. So get it updated, as with every update Sony has released, the Portal has been performing better and better with sharper resolution, less lag. It's just a win-win. So make sure you have it up to date with the latest software. Now, once you have your PlayStation Portal, you need to get some key accessories to keep this thing in top condition. Number one is a screen protector, and I recommend you pick up one from the best in the business, which I have right now on my Portal, and it is from the legends, thank you for sending me this, dbrand. Yes, they have got these, the packaging is just top notch as well, but yes, you get you actually get two, I've got one on, but you get two screen protectors and you get all the stuff you need to attach them. Really cool, really simple. Why do you want that? Well, the screen is so beautiful on this. You do not want to get it scored or scratched. You know, it could be anything. If you're carrying this about in a backpack or just even in your house, it's just not worth it. Get one of these, best in the business. Don't skimp on cheap ones that you see on Amazon that are pretty rubbish. Get a good one and protect your investment. Number two is actually on the Portal right now. As you can see, it's these thumb grips. I swear by these. These make a big difference to the actual gameplay experience on the Portal. They just make the Portal sticks that little bit taller, as these are slightly smaller than the standard DualSense sticks. So if you get these fit perfectly, and it just makes your gameplay much more accurate when you're, shooting in a first-person shooter game, or you're maybe steering in a driving game. Really simple, cheap upgrade, which makes a huge difference. And these ones from dbrand actually feel really, really nice. They've got a nice kind of pixelated feeling or texture to them, so it keeps them nice and grippy, which is what you want. And I have got these Portal coloured ones. You can see the blue and orange, which is pretty cool, but you can get just these standard black ones as well. They come in these really cool little packages. Slide open like that, and here you go. You can see your thumb grips are there, and you can see I've got that one already on my Portal. So pick them up. I'll leave links down below to all the products and items we talk about in today's video, so you can pick them up at a great deal and get your PlayStation Portal rocking and rolling. Next one is going to be essential though if you are out and about, and it is a carry case. Keep your system safe. I realised I walked away from the mic there. We've got this one here from Orsley, which I picked up on Amazon. I'll leave links down below. And it's just a really nice white plastic one. It might not be the best for keeping clean, I must admit, but it feels nice. It's a kind of plasticky, rubbery feeling, and it looks good. I just really like the colour of this one. You can pick this up in multiple colourways. There's a pink one, there's a blue one. So if you want to show off your style a little bit, that's what you can go for. And if you want one that is just tough as nails, I recommend this one. I can't even remember what the name of this one is. I did write it down. The Joy Torn, that's what this is called. And this one is just tough as nails. This one is really... it's harder. It's a harder shell than this one. This feels kind of like hard rubbery-ish. This feels like a suitcase. So yeah, and they've both got, the internal zips so you can keep all your cables and your headphones and stuff like that. Little screen protectors there. Just really solid investment to keep your PlayStation Portal safe and sound when you're transporting it somewhere else, or when it's just sitting about in your house. These are must buy. Again, all links to all of these are down below in the description. Now, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There is a few cons which I have experienced in my 6 months of using the PlayStation Portal. Number one is if you have no connection, this thing does nothing. It becomes a very expensive paperweight. It's just facts, people. Number two is it can only play games which are installed on your PlayStation 5. You cannot connect this to the PlayStation 4 console if you have one of them, and that is all it does, is play games. You cannot watch media, you cannot watch YouTube, you cannot watch Apple TV, Amazon Prime, any of those things, even though it would be amazing if they would update that. Surely that is just a simple update for Sony, and then we could do that. And another thing, you cannot stream games from PlayStation Plus Cloud Gaming, which would be incredible. I think they could do that as well with an update here. Imagine this was untethered from the PlayStation, and you could just buy this, buy a PlayStation Plus subscription, and then stream your games to it. But you can't do that either. So another thing to be aware of in the cons bucket here. Oh yeah, and one other huge con I forgot about was there's no Bluetooth on this, so you can't use your Bluetooth headphones. But honestly, I've really not missed it. I just picked up a pair of these Sony in-ear headphones, which have like crazy amounts of bass in them, and they've been fantastic. Just put them in there, plug these into the headphone jack, and away I go. So this was a big miss for me when I first got the Portal, but now I have these, I really don't miss it. And the last one for me is if you buy a lot of physical games, physical media, so you buy the actual games like this might not be ideal for you, as you still need to have the game disc in your PlayStation 5, which you want to play on your Portal. That might not be a problem if you're right next to your PlayStation 5, but if you're taking this thing out and about and you're away somewhere, to change the game, you need to change the disc unless you have some digital games downloaded. So if you're at a friend's house or on vacation, you'll be stuck with the game disc which is in your PlayStation 5. Just something to be aware of. So I've spoken all about my experience with the PlayStation Portal and how I've used it, but who is this actually for? In my mind, it's for anyone who wants the flexibility to play their PlayStation 5 away from their main gaming setup. or when your setup is, busy, like your family is using the television that your PlayStation 5 is hooked up to. That's now no longer a problem. You can just pick up your Portal and keep on playing your favorite PlayStation 5 games. But mostly in your house, this isn't a substitute for an actual gaming handheld console like the PlayStation Vita or the Nintendo Switch, but this is an incredible accessory for your PlayStation 5. Even though you can play it out and about on the go, it's just not the same as an actual console, which you can install the software onto the hardware and play it wherever you are, regardless of a network connection, whereas this needs internet or no gaming. So keep that one in mind. I don't know how many times I've said keep that in mind in this video. I'll probably start editing these out because this is getting ridiculous. Anyways, on to the next one. Now, with all that being said, you can still play your Portal outdoors using your mobile phone as a wireless hotspot via 4G or 5G. That works really well. One thing that doesn't work really well outdoors is this screen. It is so shiny, and obviously it's not bright enough for outdoors, but as you can see, we're just inside here. You can already see some of the reflections, especially that's quite a bright scene we're on. If this was a dark scene, I mean, look at that. You can see the reflection. You see what I mean? So if you're playing games outside in the direct sunlight, it's not the best. It is what it is. Also, if you are a big PlayStation 5 fan and are only interested in PlayStation games, then this is the best way right now to do remote play, as you get all the features that make playing the PlayStation 5 special in a much smaller package. Like the DualSense haptic feedback, adaptive triggers, and all that good stuff. These are just options that other competitors on the market cannot offer. That is only Sony that can offer these. Now, at the start of the video, I said the PlayStation Portal had transformed my PlayStation gaming experience. And no joke, it actually has. I am playing more PlayStation games now than ever. I am also pretty much exclusively playing them on the Portal. I can't remember the last time I played my PlayStation 5 on the TV. I just don't do that anymore. I play it on the Portal all the time. So if you have a really, really busy life with, your job, your other half, family, kids, and so on, the PlayStation Portal is an awesome device that lets you squeeze in some quality gaming time when you can. And even if your TV is in use, for example, you can still play your games. It's just a game changer. You could be playing your PlayStation Portal in bed at night, chilling out, when your PlayStation 5 is in another room of your house. Or, like me, my guilty pleasure, you could be chilling in a nice bubble bath, playing the PlayStation Portal. It is freaking awesome. So if you think any of these descriptions sound a little bit like you, and you're big into the PlayStation ecosystem, I say it's well worth checking out the PlayStation Portal. And hey, if it doesn't work out, you can always return the device. But if you do decide to hang on to it, make sure you check out the 10 first things you should do when you buy your PlayStation Portal in this next video on screen now.